Good morning, I'm Dr. Lorraine Waldropt-Ferguson, project consultant with the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine Campus. I'm also a nature enthusiast and a journalist. This is my Take 10 with TVET. My interest in agriculture actually started at a very young age. I used to walk through a cocoa field to go to school on mornings, and I would walk and marvel at these cocoa pods growing on these trees, and I said, one day I would like to make a difference in this industry. And so going to the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine Campus, and pursuing agriculture, that was just the next step. I mean, my dad, he said, oh, why do agriculture? Because he worked in agriculture all his life, and he said he never had a voice in agriculture. But I wanted to make that difference, and upon going to the University of the West Indies, I saw the wide world of agriculture and agricultural sciences. It wasn't just a bush science as people saw it back in the olden days. Agriculture is so much more than what we claim it is. So agriculture has evolved from just being primary production and farming to including technology, economics, sociology, engineering, and other fields. There are great interlinkages between agriculture and other fields. And some people might think, well, agriculture is a bush science, so it's not sexy, but it is in fact. Because when you're talking about drones and you're talking about apps and you're talking about all the modern technology and how it links to agriculture, then, you really start to appreciate this field and see it not just as a production science or a farming science, but as a life science itself. Agriculture as a field has evolved to encompass almost every related field. For instance, e-agriculture. This is the use of digital solutions and innovative ways to boost the agricultural sector. It offers an immense opportunity to improve the livelihood of rural communities, foster sustainable agriculture, and drive socio-economic development, while also allowing environmental protection. So there are several initiatives to facilitate the use of digital technology and improved access to information to create opportunities in agriculture and address some of its most pressing challenges, such as climate change, loss of biodiversity, drought, and desertification, bringing impact to small development countries. So there's definitely a link between agriculture and modern day technology. So when people say, well, agriculture not appealing, then they're not really doing their homework and they're not really investigating the marriage between modern technology and agriculture. There is still a place for traditional agriculture, but we have to have a synergy between the old ways and the new ways, traditional agriculture and technology. And we are seeing this happening through drone technology, through mobile apps, through social media platforms. Farmers could sell their goods on Facebook. You could advertise a new agricultural product on Instagram. You could connect with your audience on Twitter and even TikTok. So the role of technology is so important in agriculture in this day and age. In agriculture, growers must cut costs while maximizing the land's economic production. Working around elements like weather patterns and land movement can be a major challenge, especially over hundreds and thousands of acres of land with different ecologies, assets, and environmental obstacles. So agriculture drone services help growers apply precision agriculture techniques for better crop and livestock management. Drones provide farming photography and video data covering large land areas quickly to pinpoint where actions are needed. Drones deliver real-time feedback on soil, plant moisture, and topography to help maximize yield, avoid waste, and bring more to your bottom line. So, it's not just about toiling in the sun and primary production. Agriculture is so exciting when you think about drones, because a young boy might say, oh, I don't want to go and work in the fields like my forefathers used to work, But when that young boy sees that drones are part of agriculture, I mean, he will get excited for sure, because this is technology and is a marriage between traditional agriculture and modern agriculture, because there is still a place for traditional agriculture, right? Some of the traditional methods are still used and still widely useful, but there must be a marriage between the old and the new, and technology is a big part of it. And then there is also the issue of mobile apps. You are probably wondering, well, how can a mobile app help a farmer or help an agricultural stakeholder? And the truth is that today there are hundreds of applications for agriculture that solve problems and help producers, distributors, farmers, and big agricultural companies gather valuable data, manage crops, observe fields from above, and create smart strategies for optimizing their processes. So through technology, you can solve lots of issues and lots of problems within agriculture. It's not just a matter of collecting data, but storing data. Growing up, I didn't have as many options as the youth of today will have within the field of agriculture. But primary production always excited me, and I got my joy from primary production, particularly cocoa, right? But while I grew within the field, I went to the university, I studied agriculture, I did my Master's of Science degree in it, as well as my PhD. I discovered that agriculture was more than just cocoa, and I loved cocoa very much, but agriculture was also chocolate. So there is a lot of buzz and excitement in terms of food production and creating new products and new recipes from the raw material, and having explored the beautiful and tasty feel of chocolate, I now have an appreciation for the entire value chain, starting with the production of the raw material of cocoa all the way to the beautiful chocolates. And then there are also opportunities to make your farm or make your agricultural establishment an agro-tourism site. We also have this term called e-agriculture, right, where we use the internet a lot to, not just advertise and promote, but to teach. We have a lot of platforms now teaching agriculture online, and creating a virtual farm experience and a virtual learning experience in food production. And sometimes we see agriculture as just the production of food. But, agriculture is so vast, because it's not just learning about the production of food, but also learning how to distribute the food, how to make it equitable, right, in terms of increasing the accessibility to all, right, and educating people on the different dimensions of agriculture, because then we come to the term of food security, right? And, it's not just about having food for this current generation, but having food for future generations, right? So sustainability is a very, very important term, which we need to recognize throughout this whole agricultural experience. And that's why climate change is so important, because with the drastic changes in climate, it will definitely affect our ability to produce. And we might not see it now, but eventually when we cannot produce food, then we'll realize, oh my gosh, where did it all go wrong? So it's just some thinking points for us in terms of how vast and wide this field of agriculture is, and its marriage to technology, its marriage to innovation, its marriage to entrepreneurship, its marriage to engineering. We have to open our minds to the wonderful world of agriculture. Thank you for joining me and the NTA in this morning's episode of Take 10 with TVET.